We are Stephen and Jill. Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Wow, welcome to Land Academy. Welcome to Land Academy.
Puberty just strikes at crazy times, doesn't it?
In your 50s.
Exactly.
And just now getting my adult voice.
There you go. That's right.
Figuratively and literally.
You used to sound like your mom when you were 12, and now you sound like your mom again. Just kidding.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt.
You're going to do that.
That'd be hilarious if my voice dropped 4 octaves.
You know what else would be hilarious? If you were the data person for a week and I was the salesperson for a week.
Oh my goodness, that would be a disaster. Anyway, we are broadcasting from sizzling Scottsdale, Arizona, but it's cool.
Today, Jill and I talk about fixed price MLS listings versus listing the property with an actual real estate agent.
Not like a fake real estate agent, a real actual.
Most of them are fake, actually.
Oh, that's why you put that there. You should say one that shows up. Just kidding.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And if you're already a Land Academy member, please join us on Discord.
Jeanette wrote, hi, Jeanette. What flat fee MLS listing service is best for land? I hear a lot of people using Zillow, but if you use a different flat fee MLS service, it gets listed there anyway. Also, is the flat fee MLS fee per property, or does it allow for multiple property listings or switching properties for the listing period? Help, please. I can answer this.
Oh, yes.
Okay, I was waiting. So it's per property in listing, not you don't just, it's not like a turn it on, turn it off thing at 6 months to do like Land Watch or Land and Farm for your signature things. You have 10 that you could have running or 5 you can have running depending on whatever your deal is with them. Or you can put one up, it sells, take it down, put another one in its place as long as you don't go over the 5 or the 10 or 20, whatever you have. So this is a whole different thing. It's per property. So what does it cost? Anywhere from, I've seen deals down to, $39 for 6 months up to like $400, like $395 for 6 months. Depending on the location, because I know that their contracts vary what each individual MLS and stuff, regions in the country charge these services. That's where the money difference comes in. So do we want to jump in? So I kind of answered her questions. Can we jump into the show? Because I'm going to talk even more about this.
Today's topic, fixed price MLS listing versus listing with an actual real estate agent. This is the meat of the show.
So what the heck are we talking about?
Well, let's define what the MLS is really quickly.
That's okay. You define MLS.
You took a lot of notes on this.
I kind of did.
This is right up your alley because we sell the vast majority or maybe all of our property with real estate agents now. So Jill's qualified.
Do people not know what the MLS is?
Yeah, people don't know.
Okay, you define the MLS, then I'll define the different ways to get things on the MLS.
The MLS is an acronym for multiple listing service. There are approximately 344-ish of them in the country. They're all divisions of the National Association of Realtors, and they pay dues. They pay for the privilege to be a part of the National Association of Realtors.
Realtors do. The realtors pay a fee?
So do the MLSs.
And the MLSs, okay.
It all is one big, huge, multi-level marketing thing. And at the tip top, the billion-dollar winner is the National Association of Realtors, NAR. And so they got the bright idea a really long time ago to put all the residential properties only. This has nothing to do with commercial real estate. There is no MLS for commercial real estate. They got the bright idea to force their real estate agents to all over the country to post property in a database. It used to be in a book, like a phone book, and it would come out every month.
I remember that.
And so
from my mom.
Fast forward to the tech industry, coming up with this bright idea about these fixed price MLSs. And so they're licensed real estate agents that have put out a Silicon Valley twist on this. And a fixed price listing now is, we'll represent you. We'll sign all the paperwork. We'll play your game. But
Now you're tipping into my section.
So the multiple listing service it's a Ponzi scheme for real estate agents to charge what they charge because everybody's got the heroin needle called the MLS in their arm.
Right. It's like the old days. You know what? You could be selling a property back then, put it in the newspaper. You didn't have to do this. And you still don't have to do this, by the way. It's not.
That's the kicker here.
That's a funny thing. It's not a requirement.
If you're not a licensed agent,
is.
if you're not a licensed agent like Jill and I, and the vast majority of the people who are involved in land academy,
we are not licensed agents. Yeah.
We don't have to do anything.
No, yeah.
We don't have to play this game.
No.
But anyway, Jill, go ahead.
Okay. So here's the point. So now we know the MLS. It's one big place that the planet is convinced you have to post your property. So and that's where Realtor, Zillow, Redfin, everything pulls stuff from. When you Google these sites, it's pulling them from all these different MLSs. So I want to get it on there. Why do I want to get my property on there? I'm going to get a lot of views. That's, it's reach. So that's the whole goal here. Now, how do I do it? It's based on where I want to sell the property. And I have a lot to talk about here, so bear with me.
Oh, this is your show.
Okay. So how do I decide so now we know what the MLS is. Now I'm going to tell you about how there's two ways to get it on the MLS. And then I'll tell you how I make my decision. So there's two ways to get on the MLS. One is old fashioned way. I have a property. I own it. I call an agent in the area. Hi, will you represent me? Will you sell my property for me? Sure, great. We sign an agreement just like you're selling our house. You have it's 6 months or a year. I will give you a tip. I always fight for 6 months because I don't want to keep it that long. And usually they'll say, fine, I'll do a 6-month listing for your property. So you sign it. I'm promising to pay you a commission. With land, it can be up to 10%, depends on that. And just so you know, that's kind of a normal thing. You don't want to, so you don't fall over and say, I thought it was 3. It's different for land. And they put it on the MLS. They will take the pictures. They will do drone shots, whatever it is. They write the description. It's like you're doing nothing. So that's an advantage there, by the way. I'm giving them the commission, but they're paying for all that and doing that work. I just sit back and they call me when they say, I just got an offer. Here it is. And you make the decision and they get it rolling.
If you choose the right agent, this can be an amazing situation.
True. This is true.
Amazingly positive, I mean.
The other way is, you know what? My property's only $20,000. I'm having a hard time finding a guy that wants to do it. Nor do I want to give him $2,000 of my 20 because boy, that's a lot of money on this property kind of thing. However your thought process is. You're like, but I want to get eyes on it. I need it to be in the MLS. I've got it all over social media. I need another little place. I just need it out there. So what do? We used to use a company here locally called Congress Realty, but now we found a great nationwide company, which is brokerdirectmls.com. And they have all kinds of specials running all the time, and they'll do different things. So when you go onto their site, you put in the zip code of the property, and then it pops up whatever the deal is for 6 months. Here's what it looks like. It gives you up to this many photos. And here's all the places that it's run. So it's not, what's great about it is it's not just the MLS for that area. It's also on homes.com and zillow.com and maybe land.com. And there's all kinds of places you have to look on there. Anywhere from, 20 to 200 places, it will automatically be shared and you can go see the list.
It's a syndication and it's an amazing service for the price. And we have no affiliation with them at all.
Nope.
But it's a great way to beat the 6 to 10% that you would pay an agent. And that's why it's called fixed price. You just play that. How much does it cost? I don't mean to interrupt you.
Anywhere. I've seen 4th of July specials for $39, but usually it's like $99 to $300, anywhere in there. And let me tell you too, you're not paying them a commission. What you're doing is he's an agent and he has connections all through these people to go through other agents to get it on the MLS and not having to pay a commission.
To make it legal.
You're only paying that fee. And it's totally legal. It's totally legit. One little side tip that I have there, you're doing your own posting, by the way. You're filling it all out. You're taking the pictures. You're doing the drone. He's just giving you access to fill it out. And then he's posting it for you. So it's, and then I would put in the description there that you are willing to work with agents who bring buyers to you, because I've had that where they go, if you say no commission, I'm not paying anything, you might accidentally tick off the wrong guy, and they're going to like, I'm not even going to put this in front of my customer, even though I found you. So I do put a note in there. And then when they call, we talk about it. So that's a little tip from me. But it's a great source, a great resource to use. Now, how do I choose? That's my final point is, okay, great. Now I know how to do it with an agent, get on the MLS. Now I know how to pay $99 and do my own photos and get on the MLS. Which one's the right way to go? I choose based on the property and who's going to be your buyer. I have a lot of properties in parts of the country that are beautiful hunting properties, or maybe it's usually a niche property. Maybe it's hunting, maybe it's a zoned hotel, maybe it's something special commercial, something like that. I take a step back and I go, where's my buyer going to come from? You know what? This is a niche. It's going to need the right agent. It's going to need the right guy driving them around. You know, it's going to need a whitetail property guy or something like that. That's when I call them and I have them handle it and they do it for me. And I happily pay the commission. They drive them all around. I do that. But then the other properties, I'm like, you know what? I'm just trying to get it out to the planet. This is just one more level. I've done all the Facebook marketplace ads. I've got it on Twitter, Zillow, Trulia, all the different groups. I want to get it out there. It's a not a real high dollar property. That's another thing too. If it's over $100,000, those people play in different. You know, they're not usually looking on Facebook Marketplace. They're usually looking on the MLS. But it says it's a little less expensive property. Then I do the flat rate. One more tip though. Or other investors. I have done it for houses, done the flat rate MLS listing on my own for houses. So play with it. What do you want to add?
Let me end this with a very positive story.
Okay.
And you'll never hear me speak positively of real estate agents again. But this is how you can win. Jill and I bought a property for approximately, we sent a mailer out and we bought a property in an area that's relatively new for us from an investor standpoint for $5,000. And I knew right going in, it was a jumping up and down when the property came back in moment for us. And we asked our transaction coordinator to interview a few real estate agents that are local to the property. She did, and she got one. And the agent sold the property within days for, I think, honestly, above the asking price. And so what ended up happening is, and then our transaction coordinator came back to us, and she works in-house, and said this to Jill: I really like working with this agent. She's really bright. It's not a lot of work for me. And she's asking for more property, which is just music to my ears from a person who does the data. You know, because if I have now a parameter and someone to work with on the sell side, I can work it back and create a mailer around that real estate agent. Well, we've been doing that. Jill's been collecting real estate agents. You know, for every 20 real estate agents that you talk to or work with, one might be okay. And that's probably a generous number. It's probably closer to 50.
That's kind of
So when
funny.
you find a real estate agent that's really worthwhile and understands your product type, whether it's houses or mobile homes or land, do mailers around that person.
And they understand
And
you.
they'll tell you, they'll say, look, if you can get, in this zip code, if you can get any kind of property that's more than an acre, for less than $12,000 an acre, I can sell this. You know, they don't even say less than 12. They say
I can sell
easily
it for
get,
X.
I can sell it for 20 grand. I have multiple people in my speed dial that'll buy these properties for 20 grand all day long. And so
And
then
now
it
you
makes
know
my
how to
job-
price it.
It makes my job taking candy from a baby.
Yep.
I mean, I'll go in then at 10,000 an acre, which is a lot for us anywhere. Usually what ends up happening is I have the luxury. I know my pricing. He just set my pricing. So now, just like yesterday, we talked about pricing. Well, now I don't have to price it because he told me.
Exactly.
It's 20,000. So I'm going to go in at probably 10,000. And then before I buy the property, do our due diligence process. We bring that agent in and say, what do you think? Can you get 20? I know you said 20, but what can you really get for it? Oh, I can get 18.5 for this. Done, done, and done. We immediately buy it. They usually have an escrow agent in the area. Oh, that's great, Jack. Why does the real estate agent just send out a mailer anyway? I've been asking real estate agents that my entire life.
Thing.
They have no interest in doing that. I don't know. They're not data people. So
It's funny.
there can be a happy ending to all this. But for lower priced property, like Jill said, or different type flat fee listings, great.
I love it. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us right here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called, When is it appropriate to survey land? You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
How you doing there?
It's almost never appropriate to survey your land, except in about 3 or 4 situations. And we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yes, it's funny. If you're interested in learning more about us or what we do, please check out landacademy.com or houseacademy.com. We provide the education, tools, and support you need to be flipping property like the pros. We're Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.